This Douglas City 30 acres with a creek year-round and a good well and meadows has to be sold now. At this point, I'm at 33 miles west of Reading, 7 miles east of Weaverville. I take a left, I go 1 mile south, I take the next left on Indian Creek Road. I go 3.5 miles, and at this fork, I go left of the big ranch. And I go another 3.5 miles and I'm at Mule Gulch Road, which is the south line of the property. The property follows the creek for a little ways and jogs 700 feet west and about 700 feet east. And again, this is the south line. About 1,800 feet north, the easement to the property crosses the Mule Gulch Bridge and then loops back into the property. So you could park below the creek and walk across the meadow, or you can drive across the bridge and come back up into the main pad. There was a septic that cleared perk, but it was never installed, and I don't think the permit's live anymore. There was an old cabin here that burnt down with that school bus in the background. There is an order to clean up that school bus mess by the county. There's a bunch of these meadows are beautiful across the property, and there's a bunch of ditch lines that date back to the 1800s across the property. Only one is still in use. These are all water rights tied to Mule Gulch Creek year-round. It's small, but it's year-round, and they all use it for irrigation at one point or another. And you have to respect the rights of that individual to cross to that pipeline. It gradually climbs moderate, and there's these little trails that tie into these series of old farm terraces, and they're probably about 6 to 10 feet wide, and each one goes about 300 feet, and there's 7 of them or 8 of them, and it's a scenic spot. It is flat on the top side of them and on the bottom side of them, but where they're at is a moderate slope. It's a beautiful location. The mountains in the background are scenic, and you can see Bully Shoop at 7,000 feet. But it's also flat south of here on the next ridge, but it's not the flattest, easiest accessible area on the property. And the terraces kind of work their way up towards the west line, where there are 2 2,500-gallon water tanks, and I had a point on that west line established off a GPS off the southwest corner, and it's just up the hill from this point, probably 300 feet further up the hill. And then I found the southwest corner in the next image years ago, but I didn't find it when I just went out there and did this video. This little ditch line goes towards across or next to the southwest corner. Southwest corner, when I did find it years ago, it's right back by those tanks. Was in really thick brush, so it will be hard for me to find it again. I do have a good GPS reading on it. Okay, so now I've come back down to the main meadow, and now I'm heading up to the north line down by the Creek and Mule Gulch Road, and you'll see the flagging in the background. That is the north line. Now I've dropped down to the creek that runs through the property. Again, it's year-round. It's very small, but it always runs, and it's a nice little creek with some beautiful Douglas fir and incense cedar along it, some vines, pretty vines around it. And this is Mule Gulch. This is on the east side, another ancient ditch line. You can see the posts and the old metal of some of the fences that have to be 60 to 70 years old. They're not really fed by a road. It's too steep, and they're too narrow to drive to them. Maybe with a little mini excavator you could get it where you could clear them up and get a four-wheeler up there. This is a southeast corner. There is a flat on this side of the property, a nice big flat, but again, it's under thick brush, and there's only little trails that go up there, and that's the southeast corner is a benchmark. It's surveyed with the federal government, and Indian Creek Road is part of the south line. There's a little trail that comes up just off the line, as I believe I have not GPSed that little trail.